Separating of substance, class 6. Children, many things that we see and use every day are the mixture of different things, isn't it? Soil is a mixture of sand, clay, pebble, wood, and rotting plants. Rock is a mixture of different material. So, in this lesson, you will learn about what is mixture, need for separation of substance of mixture, various methods of separation of substance from mixture. To start with, what is mixture? Materials which contain two or more substances in any proportion are called the mixture. The substance which make up of mixture is called components. Need for the separation of substance from the mixture. The components of a mixture are to be separated for some or the other reason. First, to obtain two different but useful components of the mixture, as butter and buttermilk is useful component which is separated from milk by churning. To remove harmful components or the impurities of a mixture. For example, small pieces of stones and the husk are to be separated from rice or dal before cooking. Third, to remove useless components of the mixture. For example, tea leaves have to be separated from the tea before serving. So children, to separate the components of the mixture, we make use of the properties of the components. We cannot separate the components of different mixture using the same method. So the methods of the separation of the substance from the mixture are hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation and decantation, filtration and evaporation. Hand picking. The method of separating of a mixture into its component by hand is called hand picking. Solid components which differs from each other in color, shape and size can be separated by hand picking. Stones and husks can also be separated from rice by hand picking. Threshing. When a farmer harvests wheat or a paddy crop, he gets large number of stalk mixed with the grain. Many grains are attached to the stalk. These grains have to be separated from the stalk. In order to separate them from the stalks are threshed. That means they are beaten on a wooden board, or machines as threshers are used, and at some places bullocks are also used to separate the grains. Therefore, we can say the process used to separate the grains from the stalk is called threshing. The grains thus obtained after the threshing contains husk. So, the next process is winnowing, to separate the husk from the grain. Here, the person stands on the raised platform and holds the winnowing basket at his shoulder height. He then tilts the basket, allowing the mixture of a grain and the husk to fall down slowly, shaking the basket continuously. The lighter husk particles get carried away by wind, whereas heavier grains fall down vertically on the ground, forming a heap. Sieving is another method of separating a mixture of various size particles by passing them through a suitable sieve. You might have seen your mother sieving a flour, don't you? Sieving removes bran and the impurities present in the flour. Similarly, pebbles are separated from the sand by using a larger sieve at construction site. Insoluble solids in liquid. Some solids are soluble in liquid while others not. A mixture of insoluble solids in liquid can be separated by using the methods like sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Sedimentation. As we all know, sand is insoluble in water. Take a mixture of sand and water. Allow the mixture to stand for a few minutes. You will see that the sand settles down as a sediment in the water. This process of settling down of sediment, here sand, is called sedimentation. So, the water now can be separated by slowly tilting it into another beaker. The process of pouring out the liquid without disturbing the sedimentation is called decantation. So, sedimentation is followed by decantation. Thus, water obtained is not absolutely clear. Small particles of sand can be seen floating in it. This can be removed by the process of filtration. Filtration is a method of separating insoluble solid components from the liquid by passing them through the filter. The substance that remains in the filter is called residue, and the substance that flows through the filter paper is called filtrate. Insoluble liquids in liquids. We cannot separate the mixture of two liquids that do not mix with each other by the process of filtration. Separation of oil from the water can be done by using the method of decantation, as oil and water do not mix with each other. They form separate layers. Hence, the oil can easily be poured out into another beaker. Another method, it can be separated by using the separating funnel. Oil can be separated from the water by using the separating funnel. By opening the stopcock, water can easily flow out the water and it can be collected into a beaker, whereas oil remains in the separating funnel, which can be collected in another beaker. Soluble solids in liquid. We can separate a soluble solids from the liquid through the process of evaporation. There are many solids that dissolve in water, as salt and sugar. To separate the salt and sugar from the water, we can use the method called evaporation, a process of converting water into water vapor. This process of evaporation is used to recover a solid component that dissolves in the water or some other liquid. The dissolved solid is left behind as a residue when the solid evaporates. Therefore, by heating this mixture of salt and water, we can get the salt after the water evaporates in the china dish. Solution. The mixture of solute and the solvent is called solution. The substance that dissolves is called solute. The substance that the solute dissolves in is called solvent, and the mixture of solute and solvent is called solution. If I take example of sugar and water, sugar will be solute, water will be solvent, and sugar and water together will form a salt solution. A solution contains both solute and solvent. It can be diluted, concentrated, and saturated. So, the components that is present in the small quantity in the mixture is solute, and the component that is present in the large quantity in the mixture is called solvent. And together they are called solution. So solution can be unsaturated, saturated, or supersaturated. Unsaturated solution, more solute, dissolves. Saturated solution, no more solute, dissolve. Supersaturated becomes unstable, that is leading to the formation of crystals. Water is called universal solvent because water can dissolve solids, liquids, and gases. Wrap-up points. In this lesson, you have learned that the substances which make up a mixture are called components. Handpicking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation, decantation, filtration are some of the methods of separating of a mixture into its component. A substance that dissolves in the liquid is called solute. A substance in which solute dissolves is called solvent. The mixture of solute and solvent is called solution. A solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature is called saturated solution.